So the Hanford B reactor has like this big loading phase that they would just like put uranium elements into, and it would feed through and become irradiated, and then it would fall out the back into a like a moat, and people with long tongs would move the pieces over for chemical processing. I didn't realize that like you put uranium through the reactor, it transmutes, then you have to chemically separate it to get the plutonium out of it.
So that the opening scene, or the opening titles for The Simpsons, where they're carrying glowing green rods with tongs.
It's actually kind of funny. The design of the Springfield nuclear plant is a pretty obvious nod to 3 Mile Island.
Oh well, yeah. The enormous cooling towers are like
Yeah.
very iconic for the American conception of a nuclear power plant.
Yep. I still haven't seen the China Syndrome.
Oh, neither have I.
I've heard it. My brother saw it, and he said that it was a lot more politically charged than you would expect. It's like a lot more about cover-up and stuff than disaster.
Well, I mean, fundamentally, the disaster is like a thing that happens to tell a device to tell a story around. Anyway,
Hi,
welcome
everybody.
to Talking Simulator.
I did it again! I seriously didn't plan this.
We should get you a second shirt.
We should. I did wash it, though.
I believe you.
Hey. Yeah, I realized that this would be a perfect stream for me to just, like, unload all of my nuclear history facts. I'll never get to all of them, but anywho.
Cool. I guess we should start.
Yeah, we're playing Fallout.
Yep. We've been playing it for a couple of weeks now. We aren't going to get through to the end by any stretch of the imagination. There's a lot of game to play here.
There's not a lot of RPGs that I think we can play to their conclusion. Just because a lot of RPGs, their greatest boast is...
1 trillion hours of gameplay.
Yeah, that's starting to feel weird to me. This might be just me turning into an old gamer, but when somebody's like, oh my god, you know, there's like 400 hours of content, so I'm like, why?
Oh god.
Now, to be fair, I have sunk that much into games, but I'm starting to be very self-reflective about how much time I invest in this stuff. Pulling that apart from what is a valid introspection of what's anxiety is still a process.
Well, I'll let you lead the discussion then.
Remember these basic rules. Nuclear power and radioactivity itself has always been this, like... Well, it's virtually magic, right?
How so?
Well, okay, culturally, it's had this reputation as being like this super science, you know, ultimate technology.
Right, the invincible power of the atom.
Well, because, I mean, people kind of don't always understand how it works.
Well, I think you can say that for a lot of things. One of the... I remember reading about this experiment that was run with, like, a primate, a monkey of some kind, I think a chimp, and a human child. And they gave them both, like, a puzzle box,
Yeah.
and instructed them how to open it, and inside there was a piece of fruit.
We have such sights to show you. Sorry.
Right.
There were no Cenobites inside.
There was, like, and there was an extraneous step.
Oh, like an extra step that didn't have to be completed?
Yeah, like there was, you know, you would you would move a thing, and then 2 steps later you'd move it back, and it didn't do anything.
Huh.
And the chimp recognized that and deleted it.
Huh.
Right? And the human didn't. Right? And I don't know if this experiment even holds any water anymore. This was something a friend told me about. But the idea the conclusion they drew from it is that humans don't really don't need to know how something works in order to use it. Right? Like, I don't need to have a deep theoretical understanding of how a computer works in order to play video games.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, what I was referencing specifically was all the radium products that came out after Marie Curie discovered radium. All the really bad ones. It's like, hey, this stuff's really cool. Let's put it in everything. Oh, oops.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we fucked up.
Yeah.
We fucked up. Radium water purifiers.
I mean, the one that I see occasionally are radioactive condoms.
Yeah, I bet they worked great.
Probably.
They were. It's just like, it works every time. I don't even have to put it on. Just have it in the nightstand. Ugh, radium toothpaste. Radium tinctures. Just...
Yeah, radium dishes. Keep your food warm with these thermal isotopes.
We have a clock with radium dials on it. It's very slightly radioactive. Not enough to be a problem.
Aren't radioisotopes used in a couple of like glow in the dark things?
Yeah, I think
like,
so.
Like the sites, the post sites.
Tritium?
Yeah.
Yeah, like glow in the dark gun sights are made of tritium. I don't know how that works, but
Excuse me.
Gesundheit. Hey, a super mutant.
Only through the bravery of this vault dweller was the evil destroyed. But in so doing, he lost many of his friends and suffered greatly, sacrificing much of himself.
Yeah, the radium girls are fairly well documented at this point. That they painted the dials on watches, and they would lick their brushes to get a nice
sharp point. Right.
And they got real sick and dead.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting that the different types of particles can harm you in different ways, and ingesting them is the really bad mustn't do thing.
Right.
Because it's like, I think it's the beta and alpha particles that are maybe the most risky.
Yeah, I would need to look at it, right? Like alpha particles.
I mean, if you're encountering like a lot of gamma rays, you probably have worse problems.
Yeah, I think gamma rays probably have the weakest interaction with matter, but penetrate the furthest. Whereas alpha particles will fuck your couch.
Fuck your couch.
Yeah, and then
the couch is your DNA.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, those look like tough boys.
Well, these guys, were they slavers?
Maybe. This is kind of unrelated to this game, but did you see the new trailer for Aleta?
Yes, I did.
Please be good. Please.
I mean, I hope it's okay.
I hope it's okay.
Oh no, we're too good. They don't want to talk to us. We're good boys.
Aleta so much, and I just...
Yeah, I'd like Battle Angel to be good.
You know what? I would settle for it to be not Garbo. And we'll see.
No. I do not wish to encounter some robbers fighting scorpions.
I did definitely check off a bunch of stuff that I saw in the trailer, where I'm like, okay, they're using that scene and that scene. Huh. Apparently she's gonna find the Berserker body. That's cool. They're probably not gonna call it that, but...
Alright, well, let's kick them apart, shall we?
Yeah. I think my understanding of nuclear energy is that it's very, very safe until it isn't. And then it's really unsafe. So that's, I suppose, the quintessence of the discussion around it. Also, like, the more modern innovations have made it a lot better. But we're stuck with a lot of old, kind of crappy plants in service, also being served by, well, humans, and humans are fallible.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, one of the big problems that we have is that nuclear power is actually, from what I understand, a pretty reasonable power generation technology. that might actually be a totally reasonable replacement for a lot of like centralized fossil fuel dependent power generation.
Yeah. Aren't people like getting a big boner for thorium reactors because they don't produce waste?
There's a bunch of different ones, like thorium reactors. I forget how they work, but they're quite interesting. I read up on it once. I had a passing interest in it. I would need to read up again to have any idea how to comment on it.
Yeah. It's, I suppose it's one of those unfortunate things because, like, the disasters when they happen are very visible and have a profound effect. And it's not to say that that should be ignored or discounted, but it's complicated and nuanced.
I'm just gonna punch the scorpion in the butt.
Did you hear there is one of the difficulties that they're trying to overcome with solar generation is storage.
Yep.
And one of the plans was to use the accumulated energy to run a train up a mountain. Just to store it as like
kinetic
energy.
Yeah, I've heard something similar.
I was like, is that for real?
I mean, you can run weights around.
It's kind of cool.
Fundamentally, like, fossil fuels are batteries, right? They're not an energy source; they're an energy storage medium.
Oh yeah.
So, one of the technologies that I was interested in working on was
I'm just trying to follow. It's just like sunlight, chemical energy, chemical become dinosaur, dinosaur become oil. Sorry, I totally cut you off.
Yeah, it's called solar photoconversion, where you use solar energy to turn carbon dioxide and water into gasoline, oil, hydrocarbons at any rate.
Huh.
Because we already have the infrastructure to use that kind of stuff and to transport it. And in the meantime, you're, sequestering carbon. But you need water.
Yeah. Let's just make more water. Yeah, sorry, like, I was following that chain back to its genesis, where it's like solar energy, photosynthesis, plants eaten by dinosaurs die, heat pressure.
Well, it's not even just dinosaurs either, right?
Well,
like
the
fossil
plant
fuels
matter and so forth. The pop culture idea. Like, did you see the one that's like Littlefoot? It's like, this is what he looks like now, and it's a 55-gallon drum.
Oh yeah.
You feel old yet?
Okay, so do I just die now for having become poisoned?
Is it chiseling your health?
I don't know.
Do we have anything that could remove that?
No.
Does the stim pack do that?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, we might have the tried and true video game task of out healing the dot.
Press 6 with our healing skill.
Character.
Doctor. Oof.
You just pulled your own heart out.
I take damage from poison.
Try it again. You feel a little better. Your health is going up, though.
Yeah.
Huh.
Stop dots.
Yeah, your health is, like, going way up.
Yeah. There, poison. We tanked the poison, everyone.
Nice.
Okay.
So you just like Ricky-O'd here.
Yeah, I guess we just flexed it out.
There's a couple parts in that movie where he does that, like when Rogan hits him with the palm technique that makes his heart stop, and he just like gets up and like punches himself in the chest till his heart starts again.
Huh.
It's really metal.
Wait, what is this?
That looks like unknown. Hello. I don't know why I bothered to come here to trade. What that attitude? Ah yes, the general store. There's something kind of charming about a general store.
This trading post is closed indefinitely here to drought. Due to drought. Well then, welcome to Modoc. My name's Joe and I run this here trading post. We don't have much. Just a few farms, a slaughterhouse, Rose's bed and breakfast, and a tannery. Just enough to produce goods to trade, although that could all change with this drought. What about the drought? What's the big white building in the middle of town? Oh, that's our town church. Modoc.
Wait, isn't Modoc a
Machine only.
designed only for killing?
Yeah.
Or only designed for... Man. God. I do find it kind of entertaining when the stuff that came out in early comic books is like reimagined to seem even remotely plausible for present day. Mental organism designed only for killing? Yeah, okay. It's like, okay, how do we get people to take this dumb shit seriously? We'll over-render it and it'll be mean. This is the reason why I really liked Thor Ragnarok and why one of my favorite comics of all time is, at least as far as superheroes are concerned, is Next Wave Agents of Hate. So the thing they have in common is they're really stupid. They revel in their own stupidity, and I think that they succeed very, very well.
This seems really expensive.
What, the bullets?
Yeah. I mean, okay. Wait, are they giving us $80 and we're giving them $80 and they're giving us $196?
I don't know exactly how that works.
Huh. Well, let's see what happens. My offer is not good enough.
Oh, the bullets are worth like nearly $200.
Oh, okay. Oh, and this is worth nearly 80. Gotcha.
If you haven't read Next Wave, it's really, really good. Does owning your stupidity make you clever? Brain explosion. What the hell does smart even mean?
I don't know, honestly.
Well, it means I have a high IQ.
Ugh.
I really wish we could move beyond ever referencing IQ in any context.
Yeah. Agreed.
Because it's bullshit.
Thank you, yes.
Like, it's... your IQ is a rating of how well you take IQ tests. Is that not true?
Basically, yeah, from what I understand.
Yeah. And does any organization or anything take it in any way seriously?
I think Mensa might. And then that's just an organization that exists for people who have that do well at IQ tests to hang out.
Yeah. So...
Wait, Brahmin was hit for 80 points and killed.
Huh.
Oh, the slaughterhouse.
Oh, how about that?
Oh. This is just like... Wait.
But it just dropped dead.
Yeah.
That's weird. Was it shot?
I don't know.
Yeah, so anyways, IQ tests are horseshit and they don't mean anything. and I would be suspicious of anybody.
Brahmin was hit for 80 points and was killed.
There's another one. Oh, it's a... Wait, is the doggo eating them?
Oh, it's herding them into the slaughterhouse.
Oh.
Where they're being killed.
Ah.
This is like that, Did you ever watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
No, you've spoken fondly of it.
At the beginning, when they're just, like, arrived at that house with the family, one of them is talking about how, you know, they're... The character that Leatherface is implied to be is, you know, was the greatest worker ever at the slaughterhouse. He would just, you know, didn't even use the hydraulic gun. He just used a hammer, and they would just bring him those beefs one after another.
Those beefs.
Yeah.
That's really funny. My understanding of the Myers-Briggs test is that it's nerd horoscope.
Yeah. Basically, from what I understand, like, it's... I like being told nice things about myself.
Yeah. Is it petty of me to prejudge people who put Myers-Briggs acronyms on their profile? There's a couple things on profiles that I definitely tell me things about people that, I don't know, sort of contextualize it. Especially since, isn't there like a couple that everybody's trying to get, like chaotic neutral?
I don't know, actually. I've definitely had them put in front of me and gotten results and been like, okay, so what? Exactly?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Vault City, the best city in New California. I'm Steve. How can I help you? What do you mean by the best? Well, you weren't supposed to ask that. There's no answer for that here. If the Outworld, that must be you, insults you, that must be me, then refer them to the Chief Greeting Officer. Oh, I'm to refer you to Melinda, the Chief Greeting Officer.
Yeah. Can we start a new cryptocurrency called Dunner-Krugerrands?
I mean,
because that was
like,
so fucking clever.
Yeah, the
like,
Dunning-Krugerrand is just like the funniest thing I've ever heard.
It's really good. Like, hoo-wee!
The courtyard, the actual city, lies to the north. What's the difference between these two areas? The courtyard is an area where we protect the less fortunate Outworlders. Many live within our protection and add to the splendor of Vault City. The inner city is where the citizens of the city live. Why do only citizens live in the inner city? To build a better life for everyone, we must be vigilant in protecting ourselves from outside influences. And that means segregating yourselves? We don't do it for ourselves, we do it for the betterment of everyone. Can I ask you something else? I'm looking for the vault. Our vault is located within the city. However, I must tell you, only citizens are allowed in the vault.
Do you count as a citizen?
I'm sorry, but as I said, only citizens are allowed in the vault. I cannot grant you access. Talk to Wallace, our customs official. He might be able to help. You'll find his office at the north end of the courtyard. What the fuck is going on here? My name? Why, it's Melinda. I'm the Chief Greeting Officer for Vault City. My work benefits Vault City, and I have the privilege of being able to talk to travelers about the grandeur of the city. Well, it has to be a little boring sometimes. I take great pride in the work that I do for Vault City. You'll have to excuse me, but I have some very pressing business to attend to. Good day.
Walks over and, like, looks at a wall.
Okay, then. Quite the shantytown you've got here under sentry guns.
I think I may have found a way to relate testing and so forth to the game. People really love having metrics by which they can measure themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they fucking love that shit.
Yeah, well,
especially
I love...
like, the more empirical they seem.
Yeah, I love hearing nice things about myself. Right? I mean, I took a Myers-Briggs test, and I was told that I was an INTP, who are very rare.
That's sounding more like a fortune cookie all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just like...
Well, it's definitely like... Myers-Briggs definitely gives people like the me an intellectual thing. Whether you're like, whether you've taken one or whether you're like, these things are clearly stupid.
Yep. That's really funny. But a lot of, RPGs are largely about, working your build, working your stats, making the numbers bigger, getting the best numbers. How do you get the best numbers? How do you... That guy just fucking dropped dead. Oh no, he's still alive.
You see Charlie. Charlie, what's up? What's up, Charlie? You see a gaunt man. His hair is plastered to his head in ragged clumps, and his skin is hanging loosely on his body.
Ew.
He looks unhurt.
Gross. Now I'm just thinking about Sloth from 7.
Well, now, I ain't seen you around before, stranger. Name's Cassidy. I run this place. What can I do you for? I'm looking for the vault. Vault? Only vault I know of is the one inside the city. Big friggin' hole. You can't miss it, trust me. Anything interesting going on around here? Interesting. Friend, Vault City ain't an interesting place unless the guards get bored. Then you better take cover. Why are you asking? You looking for something in the sinkhole? Can't be that bad here. Oh, really? Well, hell then. I must be mistaken, considering you're the authority and all. Guess you must have been napping during the raid last week. Raid? Oh, yeah. Beautiful sight it was. Guard patrol broke in here looking for illegal substances. They busted down the door, busted up my stock, and busted up a few of my customers, too. After they hauled away this one guy, Joshua, for resisting arrest, they fined my ass for finding, get this, real whiskey on the premises. Never mind that I got a permit from Stark 3 months before. Bastards. Bastards. It gets better. Now I'm in debt to the guards for the fine, and I had to buy a new case of alcohol from a merchant at triple my standard rate. I'm expecting the guards to come knocking again soon just to bust my chops. Even the good guys ain't worth a damn. Citizens don't drink much, so I'm stuck here pouring drinks from merchants. The next cheap son of a bitch who haggles for a drink is going to be wearing his ass for a hat. Why are you here if you hate it so much? I have a bad heart, need cardio booster shots to keep it beating. This city's the only place to get a real medical care, so I thought I'd settle here and try to make a living. Makes me want to close up shop and let the city rot. Screw 'em all.
Can't go to the waste yourself.
Oh, good luck to you.
I like that we have this sort of the tavern of sort of Western fame. Tavern bar.
But, like, it is very much made out of, like, shanty materials, right? The corrugated steel.
Just one of these recognizable places. These destinations.
Like, it's got to be hot and dark inside.
Yep. Kind of place you expect to be stilling white lightning out back. Or maybe just selling gasoline shooters.
This kid lost their friend while playing in the courtyard. His name is Mr. Nixon.
Watch as it's actually Richard Nixon.
Oh no, her husband was Joshua. He got into some trouble in the bar. He accidentally struck a citizen and was arrested. He didn't mean to, but he'd been drinking and inside the city in the servant allocation center. They said he could work off his prison sentence as a servant, but that'll take years. I don't have much money left, and we'll have to leave soon if we can't afford to pay the guards for protection. They said if we want to stay with Joshua, then they could make us servants too.
With organization comes corruption. Is, I imagine, the message here.
Barkus. Officer Barkus.
Barkus?
Well, these are people who use the Garden of Eden creation kit. Each vault had one. They used theirs. Or not each vault had one, but this vault also had one. And they're using the technology to, well, you're looking at it.
I mean,
Where is Barkus?
There's probably some perks, but this looks an awful lot like a police state. Like a really shitty police state.
Maybe we can get Cassidy to come along.
Yeah, that was maybe the funniest piece of graffiti I've ever seen in Victoria.
What?
It said, "We live in a police state." I was just like, honey. I know you're angry because the cops gave you a hard time for smoking weed. But, no, you don't. You live on a hippie island. Although we are sort of, like, gradually turning into mini Vancouver. Which is still, like, Canadian city.
Yeah.
Mini Vancouver and Vancouver, which is mini Toronto. Although they're kind
No,
of...
I would say they're actually quite different.
Yeah, they are, because, like, well, if for nothing else, like, the layout of the city and also it being an actual portside town. I always forget that,
Yay, we have Cassidy.
hey, I frequently forget that, Toronto is not a portside city because of, the lake. It's just like, that's the sea, right? Nope. It's a lake. It's a big lake.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of shipping goes across those lakes. I don't think...
Sorry, just the shipping wars. Fandom shipping. It's pronounced Toronto. Hey, I used to live there. I'll pronounce it however, like, Trano. A couple of slavers come up the compound the other day.
They need a plow.
There's a good concept for a TV show, like Sci-Fi Hicks.
I mean, isn't that The Expanse?
Maybe. I've not actually seen The Expanse.
Oh, it's fine.
That's alright.
It has neat visual effects.
Now I'm thinking
Almost all the characters are intolerable dirtbags until about 3/4 of the way through the first season. So, like, I had a hard time sticking with it because I was like, I don't think I like any of these people.
That's a drag. There was a movie I saw once called Space Truckers, and the only detail I remember was the square pigs.
Huh.
They pack easier.
All right.
It's like those Japanese square watermelons.
Right. I mean, The Expanse got good. It got Drummer, who's the best character ever. Drummer is pure and good. I'd like to help. Well, thank you kindly, stranger.
Cows in jars? You mean bolognese?
We can give them a plow, and that'll make their life easier.
You're softer than Tootsie Roll Fruit Cup.
You're fucking 10-ply, bud.
Ben has been watching Letterkenny, and his accent is coming back, apparently.
Oh, God.
Which I think is really funny.
Oh, yeah. No, God. What's the Northern BC accent?
It's a little bit like, it's hard for me to do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's just like a little bit of, like,
It's
too many extra vowels.
Yeah,
it's like there's an extra, well, like, an extra U on the end of any vowel-ending word.
I mean, I'm just gonna end up impersonating whoever the main character from Letterkenny is.
Berserk.
Wait, that's his disposition?
Oh, there we go. Aggressive.
And defensive, and berserk.
Sawed-off shotgun.
Is it a sort of shotgun?
Sure.
Not so bad in you.
Cassidy, I need you to move, dude.
Cass. Get out of my face. It wasn't in your face. What does that say, Mandy?
Happy Harry's.
Wow, I really couldn't read that.
What can I do you for? Looking to trade? Hand grenades, huh? Ballist.
Can you just buy the pin for the grenade?
Desert Eagle 44.
Yeah, that's a caliber comes in. Apparently, the Desert Eagle is like quite a controllable magnum caliber pistol.
I would have no idea.
It's gas operated.
Tell me about that plow. 800.
Excuse me.
Sweet buttered Christ.
Wait, it weighs 9 pounds? Hang on a second. There's something I need to check.
Well, we've got a couple of quests. Sweet buttered Christ on a bun. Guess I'm describing a Christ witch here.
Well, you guys were off by double. The largest weight is 4.5 pounds. 8 pounds, like, that's why I looked it up, because like 8 pounds is as much as an AK-74. I was like, there's no way. I like the almost civilized looking future structures.
Like the adobo kind of looking houses.
Yeah, you know what this faintly reminds me of? Is it the vault?
Yeah, there's the vault. I like the bas relief, like atlases.
That's cool. In one of Shiro's good works, Dominion Tank Police, there's an organic building material where the buildings are constructed out of like this sort of I want to say like mycelium or fungus, and they sort of like grow, and they have this weird kind of organic look to them. It's very cool.
Okay. Talk to Wallace. A croissant. A croissant.
A croissant.
Sweet buttered Christ. Oh, you're describing a croissant.
Man, it's been ages since I had a really good croissant.
Yeah, I've been having a hankering. I was going to go today to Pat Dan and get like half a dozen before they close.
Nice.
But I think what I might do is just get up early tomorrow
Ooh.
and go when they open.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
A fresh croissant. Because like the difference between like a really fresh, properly made croissant and like the shitty store-bought, shelf-stable ones is pretty huge.
Yeah. Well, like a croissant is what the French developed when they decided that just eating butter with a spoon was like
A little gauche.
Yeah, maybe that's gross.
It's like we will put it in the minimum context.
Yeah. Just eating butter is, no, that's nasty.
You have to be a mountain climber to do that, and then you eat the butter stick rolled in sugar.
God.
Uh,
Well, you're wearing an original Vault suit.
Hey.
Yes, I am. And you don't believe what I had to go through to get the damn thing. Here, take this day pass and go speak with our first citizens. I'm sure she'll have many questions for you.
ooh.
Thanks. I'll have some questions for her. But who are you?
Man, okay, the idea of a customs officer for like an above ground and below ground area, just like sort of treating it as, I mean, it's not even that crazy. You're talking about an area that's sort of divided by time rather than geography.
Well, yeah, I mean, this place is utterly alien, right? Like I wonder how much thought went into designing the paving tiles here to give it the inescapable sense of order, right? The idea that each of these bricks, we don't see this in any other city, right? You see broken up pavement, you see broken up sidewalks, but even the ground here has this strictly repeated order. Like the walls aren't well, I mean, these are walls, right? But the walls that we're first introduced to are chain link fences, which again is another grid,
Yep.
right?
It is very orderly. I never liked this place.
Stims, jet.
Get your stims, get your jet.
Trade.
The jet'll make you jittery.
He doesn't care about the Nuka-Cola. That's Nuka-Cola. That's antidote. You should probably also have your magic cards, Vic.
I think you mean tragic cards.
Our day pass. That should be everything that they objected to.
Yep.
Oh no, wait. Bullets. Vic will need bullets.
The real cheapness is leaving your drugs and crap in the middle of the street. Do people not steal it?
I don't know.
I wonder if you can get away with stuff like that. Like the weird stuff that video games allow you to do that would never work in real life.
Although this strikes me as the place where you could leave like $100 bill in the middle of the street.
Nobody would touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in this context, nobody would want a $100 bill. It would literally be a piece of trash.
Right. You could leave something valuable
Like
in the
a
middle
jug
of the
of
street.
water.
Yeah. Okay. Servant Allocation Center.
Caps aren't currency in this game, are they?
Let's look at what our currency actually is. Money.
Legal tender for the world of the wastes.
It's just money.
Yeah, they just look like coins. I feel like they added the caps thing in Fallout 3. And they made a big deal about you making like bottle cap bombs. Which I'm gonna go ahead and say it was kind of silly. It makes sense as a game mechanic because it's like you sacrifice money to make this weapon that's really good, but it's just like,
Right.
is there seriously no better source of shrapnel
Than
than
cash.
cash?
Well, it was like in
I
Dragonlance.
don't believe you.
In Dragonlance, they didn't have gold coins; they had steel coins.
Yeah,
Right? Like steel was the
that's cool.
the metal that currency was made out of. So it would be like, how much is a sword? Well, it's that many ingots, right?
Yeah.
Like, this seems novel, I guess. It's novel.
Don't get me wrong. I think the idea of bottle caps as money in Fallout is very cute. It's also pretty contrived. Yeah, apparently it started in Fallout 1 to represent bottles of water. I kind of like that it's a currency. What's the word for a currency that's value is held against a material good?
Is that a fiat currency?
No, that's the opposite.
Oh, okay.
When Fort Knox used to
Representational
like the gold standard.
currency?
Representational?
Okay. I mean, that representative.
Yeah, there we go. I'm told that fiat currencies are superior.
I'm not an economist.
Yeah, me neither. And until I have an indication that crypto is anything other than a scam, we'll leave the jury out on that. A scam and a giant waste of resources.
I want to go into the vault. Where do we find the administrator? The first citizen? Corrections amenities office?
See, even the name of, if this is a general store, that change in,
Well, you want something that sounds far more technical.
oh, how much you want to bet? What is this place? Well-stocked basic living necessities, but yeah, it sounds a little bit like a general store, but with like a fancy pants name. Representative versus fiat currencies is a big thorny debate. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Citizenship test. Proconsul Gregory gives it to any outsider who wants to become a citizen. You should probably talk to first citizen Lynette first, though. She kind of runs the show around here. Should we take a break?
We should.
Okay. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Thereabouts.
But first I'm going to leave you with the thought, do economists have internal memes?
I'm sure they do.
Well, think about that during the commercial.
Welcome back. We're continuing to play through Fallout 2 here on Talking Sim. This will be our final session of it. We're playing the game and using it as a framework to have interesting conversations. So thank you for sticking with us.
I had a peek into my cubby and found some items therein, including this Halo hat.
Yeah, you're ready to join the United Nations Space Command?
10 hut. I guess so.
Cool.
Also, a Knights of Sidonia cell phone stand.
I thought that show was pretty cool.
Yeah.
When it was doing stuff that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I heard that it got sort of waifu, but
Yeah, it became intensely waifu.
at least they were weird waifus.
Yeah, they were very strange waifus. One was an alien. The new girl was a 30-foot tall mecha.
That was pretty cool. Also a lighter for some reason. Neat.
Neat. Is
Well-
that like a UNSC Marine cap, or
Apparently.
would that be what the Navy wore?
Well, no promises I'll continue wearing this, but I appreciate the gifties.
Very cool. And I have a cup of coffee. Also, I got to find out today that I am kind of an uncle now.
Brr, 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 brr.
Yeah, Julie's sister and her husband had their baby, whose name is Adam Iodeji Gabardine. So, welcome to planet Earth, little Adam. Adam is a name for good boys.
Oh no, now you get to just say, Adam, you're a baby.
It is a name for good boys.
Good.
He has so far has been a very good boy. He's been a flawless boy. I'm looking forward to meeting him soon.
Sweet innocente boy.
Maintenance center.
So what are your thoughts about the little transparency bubble around your character? There's a variety of different ways that this sort of conundrum is solved in these style of game.
Frequently what you see is the roof and the two walls facing you being taken away, and then everything else fading out. This seems a little less. I think this seems like a more deliberate attempt to keep things fluid between interior and exterior.
Yeah. Isometric is a tried and true, although, I mean, perhaps unique to video games' perspective of relating an experience.
Dad?
What?
What do you, Dad? Dad?
What the
Oh, shit.
Wait, what?
Valerie? Honey, is that you? Oh, shit, this is Vic's daughter.
Hey!
Where the hell have you been? Still running around the waste selling shiny junk to tribals? Oh, this is awkward.
Bruh.
Ignore her, boss. She doesn't know what she's saying. Val, honey, you see, there were slavers. Cut the crap, Dad. Are you ready to meet boss? I always hated that. Still calling everybody you meet boss. Valerie, honey, please, let me explain. You see, and that's how we got out of the den. What a load of Brahmin crap. It's the truth. Don't you start. I'm glad Mom isn't here to hear this.
This is really awkward.
What happened to your mother?
Oh, she dead.
Brain fever. Caught it out on the waist. Probably looking for you.
Wow! Yeah, she's totally fine. What the fuck? Wow!
Huh.
Ugh. I mean, that's not really how it goes, but whatever.
Oh.
Desert Viper? Let's just change the subject. Whatever you say.
Let's ask your boss. Well, he can fix radios and stuff.
Is the blue dialogue you?
I guess so. We've only given him all the parts. Well, yeah. Sloppy, sloppy. Oh. Huh.
Shut up, both of you. Asshole.
Talk later, Val.
Don't bully. Synthetic alcohol dispensers?
Huh.
That's a thing?
I mean, synthetic alcohol is weird because, like, actually, in the lab, you get 99% pure industrially produced ethanol.
Mm-hmm.
That 1%, you don't want it anywhere near you.
What's in the 1%, Cam?
Oh, the stuff they use to make it, you know, transition metals, that kind of shit, solvents. Trust, when you're making alcohol, leave it to bacteria. They're really good at it. They're way better at making it than we are.
Huh. So you couldn't, like, I don't know anything about alcohol. You couldn't dilute that to make it useful.
To drink it?
Yeah.
No. Hell no. Hell no.
It would
hell
kill
no.
you.
Hell. Yeah. Well, I mean.
You go blind, then you die.
Well, you wouldn't go blind because it's just ethanol, but you would probably develop some kind of heavy metal poisoning.
Woo! But it's only 1%, Cam. 1% is a small amount. It's a small amount.
If only 1% of bullets hit you.
I shot 100 bullets at you, and only one of them hit you.
Metal lathe barely working, my wrench is gone missing again, and my pliers teeth are stripped.
That was like, was it Maki who did that comic? It's just like, sorry, I think it was like, it was talking about, you know, iron being in certain, like, medicines. It's like, you know what else has iron in it? Guns!
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, sorry. Super snap-off toolkit. That sounds so 50s, like, you can just...
Snap-on Tools is actually, like, a brand of tools.
Is
right?
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can believe that. But it's, you know what? It sounds like some sort of like very heavily branded simplified tool system. I feel like it would be red. No, I'm curious.
I guess we go looking for the leader.
Got there.
What?
It's red.
Yeah.
I mean, that, you know, my guesses were, I mean, it'll either be like red, green, or blue.
No, I mean like the red jewel chests
Yeah.
are pretty common, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we need to do, we've been given our task, which is we need to get into the vault central computer, and then we can find other vaults, and hopefully in another vault we'll be able to find the Garden of Eden creation kit.
Which we need to save our village. So we're still sort of following the central thread of this game, which I believe is common as a mechanic throughout the series, where you're just sort of like, you begin the game at point A, your destination by the end is point B, and then like you hit a bunch of sort of landmarks, or not landmarks, milestones along the way. And then at your discretion, you can fuck around in the periphery of each of those.
Yeah.
You might not even get to the end. You know, you might, I don't know, set up some sort of business or whatever. But it's a method that works because it provides an incentive to draw the player through the landscape and gives them ample opportunity to happen across other stuff to do for them to experience or hunt out, depending on their skill set or, you know, personal like player curiosity.
But I'm from Vault 13.
Hey. Water chips. Yeah, what's with all the water chips, I wonder?
Shout out to the first game.
Hey.
Oh god, okay, sure.
Trying times.
The NCR has been getting more aggressive in their attempts to get Vault City to join the Republic. They tell us that if we were to join, they would be able to defend us from the raiders.
Is this the first time they've mentioned the NCR?
I think it is, yes. It's the first time I think I've remembered seeing it in this game. Isn't the New California Republic supposed to be, like, the good guys in, or at least the least odious of the...
They're the ones with the double bear, right?
Yeah, they've got a double... That's basically all I know about them. They're the double bear people.
The double bear people.
Good-ish.
Yeah, good-ish. Good as far as Fallout is concerned, I suppose.
Right. In a spectrum of possible governments that includes the Brotherhood of Steel, the New California Republic is preferable.
Yeah.
Raider attacks. More brutal. We have ghouls and gecko contaminating our groundwater. What is Gecko? It's a forbidden place, a shantytown built around the remnants of an old atomic power plant.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'd really like to play New Vegas. This one screenshot's been making the rounds on Twitter, which is a conversation that you're having with somebody, and it's referred to as the greatest single line ever written in video games. And it's just this person saying, I don't know what the context of this conversation is, but she says, bullshit, nobody's dick is that big, not even Long Dick Johnson's, and he had a fucking long dick, hence the name.
What the fuck?
And I'm just like, I really need to play this. That sounds really funny.
Huh.
Nobody's dick is that long, not even Long Dick Johnson's, and he had a fucking long dick.
Hence the name. It's like, oh, okay.
Like, just what a great, like... It's...
Nobody's dick is that long.
Just northeast of here. Rose O'Sheridan Cassidy, greatest character in New Vegas. Wait, we have a Cassidy.
Hey.
Hello, traveler. Proconsul Gregory.
What's a proconsul?
Proconsul? It's if you have a council, then the people who sit on are councilors, and the proconsul is like the first among them.
Oh, okay.
I think. I'm the assistant to the first citizen. Proconsuls were a Roman title, governed a sub-territory. Lower than consuls? Ah! Oh, my mistake then, thank you.
Yeah. So it's interesting. This city is arguably a vault that was
Successful. Yeah, this is what the idea... This is, I guess, is this the ideal outcome for the vaults?
I guess so. It kind of reminds me of Seed Ship. You know, when we get one where it's like, there was a civilization. It was kind of awful, but there was a civilization, and people didn't completely die out. You're like, I guess?
Like, I mean, is this a successful vault, though? I mean, people have established a society with, parks and buildings and paved streets, but you'd imagine that the people who built these vaults imagined way more American flags and way more... this place is very insular, right? Well, this doesn't seem to be following they're resistant to joining the emergent government in their area.
It depends on what your picture of America was before all this happened.
Exactly. This feels like a suburb, right?
Oh. And so, in that respect, then it's really successful.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of, I don't know, like a city or even like the countryside, I would say that it was not successful. Mm-hmm. Turns out America's a lot of different things to a lot of different people because it's made up of lots of people.
Mm-hmm.
Many lots of people.
A
lot of people that weren't born there.
I would have expected more American flags.
Yeah. I wonder if that was an intentional design choice. Because that's one of the things.
It must have been, right?
Yeah, this is probably one of those things that like Americans might be a little blind to. But as a Canadian, every time I visit your country, y'all have flags everywhere.
Yeah.
Y'all really love that flag, and understandably, but it's really pervasive.
Yes, we're not criticizing the American flag here at all. It's fine. It's a beautiful flag. It's the greatest flag in the world.
It's an observation more than anything. Mm-hmm. It's just like we have flags on top of like government buildings and
sometimes out front of hotels.
A hotel occasionally.
Yeah.
In America, they're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, country swag.
Is a comprehensive exam divided into several parts: advanced mathematics, spatial relationships, deductive reasoning, language comprehension. Oh, and there's also a thorough physical examination. Thorough. He's a good man, and thorough.
Thorough.
What's the benefit of being a citizen? Why, look around you. Look around you.
Just look around you.
I assume that the thorough physical exam probably tests to see whether you're secretly a mutant and have a third arm.
Huh. Yeah.
Other questions? Never mind. Okay.
And we're like an extra toe. Well, now I'm thinking about the chrysalids.
Oh yeah, the one guy who had whose legs just basically had an extra joint, or not? That was the chrysalids, right?
There's very little I remember about that book.
All I remember was they all went to Sealand at the end.
Yeah, I remember one of the characters describing one of the other characters' tits, which was weird for like a YA book.
I don't remember that part.
I do. I think it made quite an impression on me. Like that, it because it also seemed to be like out of nowhere.
We're a door.
Ha ha ha, Gary. There's a couple of weird books that left lasting impressions on me. Like, hello?
Oh, a voiced character.
That means she's important.
This Vault 13. Where is it located?
Oh, now I understand.
But what proof do you have that your ancestor was from a vault? A tribal legend. You'll need something more substantial than some tribal myth if you... Do you have any conception of how busy I am? I run this city. You barge into my chambers and then have the audacity to insult me, Lynette, first citizen of Vault City?
Whoa, hold up.
Leave. You are no longer one.
Oh, we fucked up. Uh-oh! We fucked up.
Oh,
You're boxed in. Can we just run?
I don't know.
I don't think this is a fight we can win. Whoa, ya jabba. When did we save last?
Probably about 4 hours ago.
What do you wish to do with your last moments alive? Punch this guy in the throat for 1 hit point. Holy shit, he shot your fucking head off.
I guess so.
Minus 47.
Your village is lost. Doomed.
Leveling up diplomacy can help.
Oh dear.
Oh, fuck's sake.
So this is where modern conveniences that we sort of maybe take for granted come in extremely handy.
Yeah.
Just like quality of life stuff.
Ugh.
You don't think about how much you like having autosaves.
Mm-hmm. BRB.
How's it going, chat? I hope you are fine. Oh, that's a cuppa. He's getting a cuppa. Got some go-go juice?
Need more coffee.
Coffee can overcome anything.
What's the that horrible comp sci thing that I always saw, or the thing I always saw posted around comp sci labs? It is by will alone that I set my mind. Or it's by coffee alone that I set my mind in motion. It is by the juice of the brew that the thoughts acquire speed, the teeth acquire a stain, the stain becomes a warning.
That's really good. That's really, really good. That man, I want that on a poster. How's Camtech? His coffee?
Black.
I drink desserty coffee because I'm sweet like that, I guess. I think my favorite way of taking coffee is in ice cream.
Yeah, no, I mean, like an affogato is really nice.
Oh, I actually haven't had one of those. I don't know if I've never had one or if I just haven't had one recently.
Oh, really? I mean, you should go and get one.
Yeah.
Prima Strata does them.
Sounds good.
They're really nice.
When I was in Seattle, Salt and Straw had such good. It was like coffee whiskey ice cream. Yeah.
Can't be that bad here. Raid. What happened after that? No kidding. You sound pretty fed up with that place.
I will say that water is high tier though.
Sure, why the hell not?
Do remember to wash your bottle occasionally. I took a paper towel and wiped the inside of this at one point, and it was not good. Always be saving. Always be saving. What?
Alright, well, we won't trade the flask away this time. Or we won't give Vic all the flasks. I mean, I'm allergic to dairy.
Ah. You could always get, like, that dreadful artificial whitener. So just, like, chalk dust, salt, and water.
Yeah, like, I don't even know why.
Weirdly, it tastes really good in bubble tea.
Huh.
I think that's the only context I would ever have it, though. Why do all the doors look like they're on Tatooine? That's probably not accidental. I imagine that at least some part of the art team is influenced by Star Wars. It has actually not a lot in common, but a little bit. At least the first couple movies, where it definitely had that sort of like old tech look to it. Which I think was maybe one of the criticisms of the prequel trilogy, was that it was all like brand new and didn't really feel like what Star Wars was. Which is like, what a piece of junk.
I don't think I need this copy of Cat's Paw magazine.
Is
Or
it
these galoshes.
just a pair of galoshes?
Why am I carrying all this?
Man, can we talk about like inventory clutter in games? And just like the weird gobbledygook that accumulates?
Yeah.
It's a continual sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Just designers keep trying to innovate better ways to do it, and gamers keep coming up with ways to abuse it. Like, I was remembering the inventory system from Resident Evil 4, which is like one of those Tetris things, which is a big pain in the ass. Although, it's weird because limited inventories do force you to think critically about what you are and aren't taking, as much of a pain in the ass as they can be, which it can go either way, because it can be annoying to not be able to carry all that much at the low end. Like, for example, Resident Evil 1 maybe had an inventory that was a little too small. But, like, having to make conscious choices about what you carry, like, that's one of the things that you end up doing in, well, in later Fallout games and in Stalker. Because you can carry as much shit as you want, but you're restricted by weight. And then you have to start thinking, it's like, well, do I carry a long arm and a sidearm, or just a sidearm, or just a long arm, or blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You start making, you know, meaningful choices about what you carry, because you can hedge against any situation and then just be really, really loaded down. Or you can, like, hyper specialize and then be screwed by a curveball. Hello.
I never imagined I would meet an inhabitant.
Well, let's see if we can navigate this a little better.
This Vault 13. Where is it located?
So it looks like the way they did the facial animations on this is that they like only animated certain parts.
Yeah.
But what proof do you have that your
Like this looks like a series of frames rather than just an actual like. There's no way that's a model being animated.
Oh, no.
These are authentic. Unbelievable. You are a survivor from another vault. Welcome to our city. You must have suffered much on the outside.
Yeah, it sucks.
Perhaps some mention of your vault is in our computer archives. We could check the vault computers. They would probably have the information you seek, but only citizens are allowed to access the archives. You may speak with Proconsul Gregory. He has authority to administer the citizenship.
Ooh, there's a test?
Can be found
Yeah,
in
it
the court.
requires, what is it?
There is
Wait, what?
another way to become a citizen. Rather than taking the test, you could prove your commitment to the vaults in a more substantial way. As an outsider, you are in a unique position to resolve a difficult situation for us.
The voice actor seems to be putting a little
Yeah, it's
English
just
on
like,
these lines.
Are you coming on to me?
Not yet. What kind of
What's
situation?
she doing? Is she like...
Yeah, she's got like this
Tweaking?
She has a facial tick. I guess she's supposed to have like an idle animation, but it's
Great. Meh, meh, meh.
yeah. What
There's a town,
kind of situation?
you could call it that, to the northeast of our city. It is filled with creatures that are polluting the groundwater with dangerous radiation.
Oh, well... The damage is done, by the way.
These are operating a damaged atomic power plant. You see, they are immune to radiation. They don't care that they are slowly killing us with their poisons.
I wonder, are they super mutants? They're super mutants, aren't they?
Probably. Out of curiosity,
Save? What?
I want to take the test. I
Oh.
presume that this test requires us to essentially have been raised here and have their education.
I don't know. Test me.
What do you do here? The citizenship test? What is the test?
Advancement.
I'd like to taste. Excellent, excellent. Nothing pleases more than testing potential applicants, but I must warn you, the test is several hours long. Do you
Yes.
wish to take it now? Sure. Well, here are the forms 5028, 6112, and the Pip-Boy answer console. And please be sure to fill in each completely. Now, if you take a seat over there. All right, time's up. Let me see your form. No, that's not right. That's wrong.
Oh,
Divide by
boy.
0 error here. Need to carry the 2. Oh.
Hey!
But I do have.
Well, fuck you then.
I have int 7. It's very good. I mean, it doesn't test intelligence, it tests whether we have skills. Certain skills, right?
Look at that beach, odd.
Science 38%? Probably.
It's good enough.
I mean, yeah, you can have a very high intelligence, but not... Ideally, I think intelligence would be a measure of your adaptability, essentially, the speed with which you learn things. Right? Your ability to correlate the contents of your mind. You need 9 perception, 9 int, and 9 luck to pass.
9 luck?
Wow.
That's pretty high.
Well, alright then. Cancel.
How much to bribe?
Load game. Well, now we've never failed a test in our life.
Huh.
Now we have to go and kill mutants, I guess.
Or ghouls?
Ghouls,
Apparently
probably?
there's an option that you can just fix the power plant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if you have the know how to do that, but
Probably not.
I do like the. I mean, if nothing else, a series like this is known for having options, and it might be one of my favorite means of problem solving.
Usually I would like the option that gives me the least gameplay possible. Like, whatever, I just want it to be over. Mash button. Good. Problem gone.
In that case, you would love Far Cry 4.
Yeah, like, I love the solutions where it's just like, you can play a mini game, or you can do this other test, or the screen can just go dark for a second and come back up, and you'll be like, oh, the problem's solved. Right?
Everybody's like in a corner ragdolled.
map.
Man, the crappy resolution on this map is really great.
Motion scanner not installed.
Yeah, you know about the secret ending for Far Cry 4, right?
It's the one where you
You just stay there at the
yeah.
beginning.
Yeah, you. The idea is that you're at dinner with the leader of this country,
Yeah.
and
He's like, hang on, I'll be right back.
you hear the sounds of him torturing somebody.
Yeah, I
basically.
haven't played it, but like, if you just sit on your ass, he comes back, and he's like, okay, let's do the thing you came here for. Enjoy the crab rangoon. And you can, and then it's over. You don't have to get involved in politics. I mean, I imagine that game developers, or at least some game developers, are going to try to add more and more options into their games. Although it's interesting, it depends on the studio, right? Because one of the criticisms of this series was that they sacrificed options for polish. And I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just a different choice.
Right.
Because I was very entranced by the world that they had built using that resource. But not to say that it's a zero-sum game. Like, you can have graphics or depth. That's not true. But that was a choice that they made. Hello.
Hello. Greetings, traveler. I rarely see many people along this route, but I'm always happy to have new customers. Would you like to trade? Sure. What you got?
Well, I have fist, and you have blood.
Throwing knives. Fruit. We haven't had fresh fruit in a long time.
Oh, fresh fruit.
It's kind of blistery.
Train. It's fine. Fruit. Choo train. Fruit. Na, 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 na.
I apparently Adam uses that basically like whenever
love
chat gets salty.
He just puts it on. Yeah, and just stops talking. It's really marvelous. Blister apples. They are blister apples, put them on the train. They are muta fruit, put them on the train.
Sure, let's get out of here.
You know, Bethesda does get a lot of crap for how buggy their games are, but there was an article I read. I'm probably gonna mess up the essence of this, but they were just saying that it, like, maybe not that it was good that the games were buggy, but just that, like, the amount of depth you got sort of obviates having some issues, and that's maybe not that valid a complaint. It's like, we have this colossal fucking map where you can do whatever you want, virtually. And yeah, sometimes an AI walks backwards.
Yeah.
Or falls through the world. And people go into conniptions over that. Oh god! It's like that, people freeze framing... Oh, this must have driven people insane. It's like
the animation stills?
Yeah, when people would freeze frame animation tweens and be like, look how bad this animation is. It's like, any animator, I think that if you couldn't find a better way to make an animator pissed off faster.
Why are they poisoning their water?
Yeah, smear frames. It's just like, you don't fucking understand how animation works.
Welcome to the atomic power plant. Just a warning to you, if anything goes wrong while you're inside, we're gonna blame you, Smithskin. Hey, what do you want help finding? The reactor control room, the supply room, the robot control room, or the reactor pit?
Reactor pit.
The control room. Oh, the reactor control room is through the door to the right of the one that you entered the building through. Then through the door at the end. Past the yellow security door, then you go off to the right. You'll need a key card for the security
Why is he telling you all this?
door, though. I need a key card? How do I get one of those? I think Jeremy has a key. The guards at the security doors have keys, as do some of the people that live here in the reactor. No, we tend to like the background radiation leakage here. The glowing ones really like it. None of us would feel very well without it. Background leakage? Well, I wouldn't worry unless you plan to stay for more than a couple of weeks. Most of the radiation that the reactor leaks goes into the coolant water, and we pump that back underground. The little bit that leaks above ground just feels good to us somehow. The reactor pit. Reactor pit is just past the control room and then past Festus's room.
Festus. Okay.
You're gonna need a red key card to get in there. Can we just be like, can you not pump it back underground? It's actually contaminating water.
Oh, sure. Just click.
Yeah. Maybe we can just go and talk to him. Where's Festus? I guess he's through here. Maybe we can find Jeremy. Jeremy!
Goddamn arthritis.
To the right, then through the door at the end.
Hello.
No key, no entry.
Okay.
No key, no entry. But I want entry. Jeremy!
Jerem! What the fuck is that? There's a skeleton.
Oh, I'm sure he's fine.
I also do enjoy that they call these, they're like creatures, and you go here, and it's like, oh, they're articulate. Well, that's interesting. If you can help them fix it, help your science skill is these. Yeah. I don't know. We can just scum it, maybe.
Broken.
This game and other Interplay games back then around those times were a million times buggier than Bethesda games. I mean, I suppose the bugs were different. I will say that Bethesda bugs are pretty entertaining.
Are you Jeremy? It's so warm and toasty in here all the time. Love it. I'm looking for Jeremy.
I have heard that anybody who's worked in the games industry, well, like a lot of people feel that the fact that any game ships ever is a miracle. This is purely anecdotal, but I don't know if anybody's worked for like AA or AAA or even like an indie studio and trying to get something out the door. To say nothing of like mod teams are like, ugh, this game's so stupid and shitty. We could fix it easily. Mod team falls apart in 6 months. I have profoundly mixed feelings about mod teams trying to fix things. Because sometimes there's improvements to be made. Other times they're just like different imaginings of the game. And then other times you have 4K bottle textures. 4K uncompressed bottle textures.
That sounds like a Raymond story.
It is. There was a mod for Team Fortress 2 that added a 4K bottle texture.
Why?
Which was clearly made by someone who doesn't know how 3D works and doesn't understand the concept of diminishing returns. So it's like, here, have some file bloat, which might not even render properly, but it's just like, oh, it's better. Stupid lazy devs probably didn't.
I'm at a bit of a loss as to what to do here.
Well, did you find Jeremy?
Yeah, I found Jeremy, but he's just in charge of the supply room. He doesn't seem to have a red key card. What about it? Is it in his desk? No. Jeremy, where's your red key card? The guy at the front said you'd have one for me.
It was the 8K poster and Stalker, yeah. The one that slowed the game down. Yeah, the one with like titty all over it because it's realistic.
Control room. I mean, did we get that key? Was that Jeremy's key?
I don't know.
Plasma transformer.
What?
But Jeremy didn't have a key.
Huh. Well, maybe we can...
I did. I tried pickpocketing him. We stole from him. We stole from Jeremy.
We thiefed him.
Or wait, is pickpocketing different from steal?
Is it?
Yeah, we stole.
What's our opinion on paid mods? I don't know. I don't know enough about them.
I mean, I'd like to have... I like good mods.
I mean, like... I don't know.
I don't want to murder Jeremy. Jeremy seems like a nice guy. Everyone here has been very, very nice to us.
So, like, on the one hand, if it's like... It gives, like, smaller studios a chance to, like, get in on the ground floor and make some dollars for their efforts. But on the other hand, I suppose it's sort of like... I don't know. You know what it reminds me of? The way Valve doesn't make games anymore? Because now they just get the community to make assets for them, have an approval stamp, and just print money. And that I'm not so cool with. I mean, not that it matters, because it's like, it's gonna happen, but...
Man, I don't want to kill these guys. They seem totally fine.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember when Valve used to make video games?
I mean, they made like 4 or 5, didn't they?
I miss them. I miss, like, Left 4 Dead. We never got Left 4 Dead 3.
Yellow.
Never mind, like, Half-Life Episode 3. That'll never happen. But
I would like to be let in, please. I have a red key card. Well, okay. What if we steal from you? Another yellow key card. Man, we're throwing rocks tonight.
Mm-hmm. Well, can't count to 3. I don't think Portal needs another sequel. Oh, this is the shameful part where I admit that I haven't played through Portal 2. I've heard it's good.
Yeah, it's got a great ending, actually.
I've heard of it, but
I mean, you don't need to play through it. You can just find like the ending cinematic. It's very nice, right? It's very you get a happy ending.
Sweet.
Yeah.
No, like Portal's, like, the first game was very good, and I imagine that the second game was quite good.
Yeah, it has a great character arc for GLaDOS.
Precious waifu.
Cam, want a hint? Yes, please, actually.
Hint us up. Yeah, I mean, like, I got into one of these discussions on Twitter, that I have, like, real mixed feelings about sequels.
Found on a shelf. Oh, somebody just abandoned their key card.
Oh.
I guess these guys don't do, what is it? Their security ops isn't that great.
OPSEC?
OPSEC, I guess. Room adjacent to both the yellow and blue key pass rooms. So it has to be in like one of these places, basically. Everyone around here is just so nice.
Yeah.
No. No.
What the heck is that?
They all look like novels. Man, could you imagine living in a place where people just trusted one another, kind of like totally?
Yeah, that would be nice. I imagine that's what, like, some villages and tiny towns are like. That might be a thing that primitive people have up on us. It's just like, well, what's crime like here? Crime?
Yeah, we don't steal from each other.
Why would you do that? That's stupid.
Like, you know, if you get a new snowmobile and suddenly your snowmobile's gone and Dwayne has a new snowmobile, then Dwayne stole your fucking snowmobile.
But yeah, I mean, you're right. It is possibly falling dangerously close to the concept of the noble savage. That's not to imply that they have it much better. It's just like, hey, I got sick. Well, GG. G fucking G.
I mean,
Also, I want wife. You'll do.
I'm not sure that's true.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, maybe that's more the pop culture concept of what primitive people are like. This sort of cavemen. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Not actual. There's a word for them. People who haven't who have been first contacted.
Well, I mean, like, I would think that any small community kind of operates like this. Like, I think of the kibbutzim in Israel, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, uncontacted tribes. Hey, that's a blue. Is that a blue key card?
That looks like a blue key card.
Get it. One of the big hunter-gatherer problems is murder. I mean, I suppose that's sort of being the eternal story of our technology. Is like, we get a thing that makes one thing better, and sometimes there's a price to be paid for it. And, we sort of try to maintain balance.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we're successful, other times not so much.
Yeah, like, I think it's also probably a bit of a... Like, when we talk about primitive peoples, right, I think, that's from a very Western conception of what constitutes primitive and what constitutes sophisticated.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, yesterday I was reading this article about how recently, until very recently, it was assumed that the Vikings taught the Inuit how to weave yarn, or how to twist yarn.
Yeah.
Because, like, they would find, examples of yarn in Inuit archaeological sites, and be like, oh, I wonder how they made this. Must have been the Vikings who taught them. And as it turns out, they were able to finally carbon date some yarn that the Inuit made, and was made out of, locally available materials, and it's way older than the Viking settlements.
Oh, so they figured it out themselves.
Yeah, and now the assumption is, well, maybe the Vikings actually learned some techniques from the Inuit instead, right? Like
We had it backwards.
Yeah. Not all advancement looks the way that we necessarily conceive of advancement.
I mean, like, sometimes advancement is like making do with fewer technologies.
Like, I mean, this seems pretty advanced to me. Right? These people are operating a nuclear power plant. They kind of implicitly trust everyone around them. That seems nice, right? That would be kind of one way I would qualify, or that I would identify a advanced people.
Cam, are social structures technology?
I mean, maybe.
Well, I mean, like, it seems to me like that could, like culture and, rules and laws and all these sort of like subtle, difficult to see things that are nonetheless, can be pretty advanced and quite powerful. You know, they don't have the visual impact of, you know, being tall or big or strong or explosive or on fire, but they're very, very important.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
Like writing is technology.
yeah, there's a book called by James Glick called the Information that posits that, you know, language is one of the most important technologies we've ever developed, right? Writing, being able to take the stuff in your head and
Shove-
put it into a medium that doesn't decay or that doesn't die with you, that has the possibility of outliving you.
That's really
Right.
Books are really cool, by the way.
Yeah, is a very important technology that, you know, kind of revolutionized the way that we think about things. So having, yeah, I don't know, I imagine that you could, I find it less useful to say, like, is this a technology, than to say, like, can this be thought of a technology? How does thinking about a social structure as a technology allow us to, you know, grasp that concept and manipulate it, right? So what does thinking about a social structure as a technology do? Like, how does that help us look at it, right? I mean, like, it might, right? Like, what do you mean when you say technology? What do you mean when you say a social structure, right? How does this help us examine this idea?
Indeed.
What do you get out of examining it that way? Use the red key.
Yeah. I mean, the idea of it, the idea of instructions is pretty cool.
Hello. Could we talk? Nice part you got there. Just what we need. Glad you like it. Want to install it?
We should save before we do this.
I'd like to help you out, but I just wouldn't know how to install something like that. I mostly just watch the gauges here. Try Festus. He's the resident part junior. Just ask him. Where's Festus? Festus? The way he came in. He's in the control room. Can't miss him. He's the smelly, whiny one tottering around underneath that huge ego. He should be able to help you. Oh, thanks.
I like that the monsters have attitude as well. They're really just, yeah, we should definitely save.
Okay. Like, these people are kind of some of the nicer people we've met.
Yeah, actually.
They're operating this incredibly sophisticated power plant.
I think I would like to see things that mess with your expectations like this more frequently.
Are these supposed to be monsters?
I mean, they were like in appearance they are monsters, but in demeanor they don't appear to be all that bad. I mean, I suppose maybe there's a statement being made for like what perception is. It's just like, these people are monsters because they look gross and they're poisoning us. It's like, well, they look gross and they can't help it, and they're poisoning you because they don't know any better.
I understand the reactor isn't running very well. Is that true? Well, it uses a lot of uranium and it leaks some. You know, I've asked somebody to fix it, but no one listens to me.
Jerks.
Well, it's possible, but I don't think it would do any harm to anything. It's underground after all. I've been complaining that your atomic reactor has been tainting the water with radiation. Not possible. No one would know more about it than me, and they're just looking for someone to blame for their problem. We don't even draw from the same aquifer. You sound sure, but so did they. Well, they're just a bunch of amateurs when it comes to atomic power. I'm the real expert here. You can take what I say to the bank, if there were any banks left, that is. I'm not as sure as you are.
Okay, well, I guess we've got to do it ourselves? Or, hang on.
Wastrels, that's all they are. They don't really understand what needs to be done. They're just placeholders. It irks me that they think they know something about atomic power plants. Why, if it weren't for me, run the whole thing in a supervisory capacity.
What's Alex's Twitch? It's Vox Lunch, but I haven't streamed in a real long time. At least not from home. I'm trying to separate work and play a little bit more clearly.
Festus, just let us... Festus doesn't want to help.
What a dick.
Is there any other way? Well, if you can control the maintenance robot, it might be able to install it, or you could just walk in there and install it yourself.
That would kill you.
Maintenance robot? Yeah, Smoothies that built this place didn't want to fry either, so they included a robot. It was designed to perform maintenance tasks by remote control from a terminal in the room to the west. Oh, that's perfect. Well, it hasn't worked too well lately. It kept overheating. We don't need to use it anyway, so we just don't bother to fix it. The heat shielding on it. If you can figure out the control codes and don't want... Okay, well, cool.
Sure.
Where...
The West? Never eat soggy wieners.
I mean, that's left, right?
I guess. Never eat shredded wheat.
Festus, just fucking help us out here, dude.
Sure could go for a smoke. Never eat soggy waffles. I always heard never eat soggy wieners.
Where is robot?
Is it the lit console behind the wall?
Oh, maybe it is, yeah. Welcome to RMR and RCT Station 3. RMR RCT? Reactor Maintenance and Repair Robot Control Terminal. Huh. Function? This terminal is designed to coordinate and command a reactor maintenance repair robot. Huh.
Oh, do we just guess?
Functional access code.
I like how there's just a bunch of random... You only ever heard northeast, southwest? Well, that's because you can remember things.
Hydroelectric magnetosphere regulator required. Preparing to move to main coolant valve for part replacement. Place part and transfer tray beneath terminal.
Fail.
Logic circuits fail. Unit not capable of recognizing movement locations at extended distances. Recommended. Move unit to intermediary locations as waypoints to final job task location. Unit returns to Bay of Command prompt contains terminal errors. Oh, well, that explains that. I wonder about the logic circuit failure, though. Logic circuit's damaged. In emergency, RM and RR unit may be directed manually. Let me look up the procedures. Main coolant shutoff valve is located near the east wall of the main reactor core. If the valve is controlled by a large red wheel. Well, that shouldn't be too hard to find as long as the red paint hasn't peeled off. Manual direction. Must be directed manually to its target destination.
The one that I use to remember the planets is very weird.
Oh?
Man very early made jars stand up nearly perpendicular.
I always liked, the one Julie taught me was, determined kinky people can often find good sex. Domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species.
Wow, that's good. King Philip crossed over 5 gentle streams. I don't know what that one is.
That's the older one that doesn't have domain.
Oh, I see. What's the P stand for? Why iota?
List program. Program listing. Back to main menu.
Okay, so you're actually like programming this.
Add a command. Select command.
Oh boy.
Test Jupiter Wave Compiler.
Deharmonized Neptunium impeller. I like the idea that it's just like a slingshot that shoots Neptunium into a wall. Because it can.
This is gonna go fine.
We should definitely save.
Back to main menu. Log off. Oh, we're just all sweaty now.
It's like, withdraw coolant rods, and you don't select a range, and it just goes, what did you do?
Do we want to take a quick break?
Yeah.
Okay.
Burb. Cinemercial.
Hello and welcome back. So, we're coming up on what might be a concluding thought for this game.
Mm-hmm.
You done?
Sorry. Yeah.
So, what are we looking at here when we look at this game? Like, what?
How appropriate that we're ending up in a nuclear reactor.
Yeah, I mean, like, we, this is a game world that is shaped, critically by, nuclear weapons. Yep. And here we are in a nuclear power plant, trying to save two people, or two communities. The ghouls who live here, seem to need this. They require it. They need the radioactive flux in order to be healthy, and as a byproduct of that, they're pumping the wastewater back into the groundwater, which is then going on to poison Vault City. So in repairing this, we're saving both peoples. But, this is an intermediary step, right? This seems to be a critical point along our story, but it's not the end point.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because this kind of scenario is maybe atypical of, I don't even want to call them comparable, but like action games of the ilk that you would find even in the time when this game was produced, where you're the good guy, there's bad guys, kill them to get through stuff.
Right.
There's a lot more ambiguity in this game, and that's maybe the one of the strengths of the RPG format, which is sort of why some games sort of are RPG in name only. Final Fantasy.
Like what? I mean, as a role-playing game, like what does that boil down to? And that's largely means that we get to choose what kind of person that we want to be.
Yeah.
And the person that we've been here is we started out trying to make like a very American-feeling hero. Somebody who was strong and determined and lucky, right? Like Blondie in Good, Bad, and the Ugly. Who's a good shot and kind of iron-willed. Yeah. Right? And then you have other heroes who might be, like the English hero, Jack, right? Who shows up in all kinds of folklore, but there's always a hero named Jack in English folklore. Is somebody who's generally fairly lucky. Spring-heeled Jack is also, he's dexterous. And what we found, or the way I've been playing it, is just, a fairly chill dude who wanders around, trying to make people happy.
Yeah. But yeah, like, this is kind of a game about choices and consequences, in a way that's a little bit more nuanced than, like I said, certain other games, even, and I don't even want to like compare them by genre, with similar aesthetics, like a sort of a sci-fi, grungy post-apocalypse game. A lot of the time, you are just like rolling around blowing everything away that's in your path, which is a perfectly valid way of making a game, and it's a system that works.
Right.
In this, the sort of conundrums seem a little bit more even-handed, and the solutions are just as diverse. And I think that's really compelling. That you can sort of approach these problems in a variety of different ways.
So what do we take away from the fact that also our character is a tribal, what is referred to in this setting as a tribal, somebody who comes from one of the, instead of emerging from the vaults, our society emerged from the wastes.
Well, I suppose you get a little bit of an outsider perspective, an outsider and insider perspective, because like you you have a degree of removal from a lot of the civilizations you encounter, so you can sort of I don't want to say you're unbiased because you carry your own bias with you, but
But you definitely don't have an understanding of the world before the fall.
yeah,
Right? Not to say that your character that emerges from maybe later. Maybe a character who emerges from the vaults has like an idealized or romanticized version of what came before, right? And that their role in restoring that or perpetuating it.
well, I mean, like the vaults, I imagine would cultivate that very almost strictly,
Right, that
because they're designed to, through the course of like generations, like because these vaults have to remain closed for what, like hundreds of years.
Yeah. And their role is essentially colonial, right? They're emerging into what used to be their world, but is definitely not their world anymore.
Oh man, I never thought about that in that context. That also, big spoilers, makes me think about Nausicaa, the comic, because it's very similar. Because at the end of that comic, she goes into the vault, and it's the personalities and memories of the people before the fall, or before the Sea of Corruption, preserved there, and they're waiting for the world to be purified so that they can, return and take their place. He's like, that's bullshit.
Right.
Like, we're out here doing your dirty work for you, and like the world that you want to build, we wouldn't even be able to live in. It's just like,
Yeah.
you had your chance and you fucked it up.
Well, and also I enjoy that our interface uses the Pip-Boy, right? This isn't some mystical technology to us, right? This is a technology that we've inherited because we're also...
That was... Wow, Den's...
I'm a murderer.
I'll get you a tissue.
Oh god, I jibbed it.
Oh no!
Oh no, oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Anyway, you were saying
It
all life is precious.
had a couple of days, maybe.
Yeah.
So, we have the option here. Look at our character. Look at what we can do. We know how to. We can learn science as a starting character. We can learn energy weapons, right? We're a tribal person emerging from one of these small societies that lives out in the wasteland, that has no, that didn't emerge from a vault, even though we're the vault dwellers' descendant. But there's been kind of a continuity break there, right? We don't have the benefit of the infrastructure provided by the vault.
Yeah, in name only.
Yeah, but we our little society seemed to be working quite well until it encountered a kind of out of context problem, right? And if you're not familiar with an out of context problem, it's a term I'm borrowing from Ian Banks's Culture series, where it's a science fiction series about a distant future society ruled by artificial intelligences, and it's a very pleasant place to live. And part of what the minds, the AIs who control that society, spend their time thinking about are what they call out of context problems, which are the things that they can't anticipate, right? And Banks says most cultures encounter an out of context problem the way a sentence encounters a period, right? They're the things that you don't imagine, and that's how they get you, right? So for Banks's other example is like, imagine you're a small society living on a Pacific island, and you've dominated or pacified all the large animals around you, and you're living a pretty idyllic life.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden a large steamship shows up in your bay, and there's guys carrying guns and fiery-eyed young preachers who want to talk with your holy men. Right? That's an out of context problem. That's a problem you couldn't have imagined.
Yeah. It's like, what the hell is this? Oh, it's happening too fast for me to react to.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
But like, we have access to learning how to do sophisticated medical procedures, right? We know science. We're not an unga bunga like caveman stereotype, right? So what this tells us is that, like, Arthur C. Clarke had a bit in one of his early books where he was talking about how, this was written in the 60s before the American space program really got rolling. But, when that concept was a tantalizing possibility. And he said something about, how early settlers on the moon found, in fact, they found life on the moon, right? They found plant life on the moon. And he said scientists used to think that, maybe primitive life might thrive on the moon, or might be present on the moon. You might find a bacterium or something that was very hardy, living in the shade.
We're still looking for that on Mars, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. No life outside of Earth so far. But he says, as it turns out, the stuff that we found on the moon was really sophisticated life, right? Because primitive plants couldn't have survived on the moon any more easily than primitive man could have. Right? Like and what I'm getting from this is that, the wastes are a terrible and dangerous place, and the people who live there have to have a certain base level of understanding of how to manage those dangers, right? And a certain level of robustness and resilience, right? This isn't a world that is safe for people who are naive or primitive, right? So we can actually come to a situation in which us, a tribal, right, a person who gets treated by the denizens of Vault City as if they've got I don't know like a third grade, not even a kindergarten education, right? We can't pass their citizenship test because they think we're stupid. But we can find ourselves in a situation where we're like, I think I can figure out how this place works, right? A nuclear power plant, well enough to like get this robot moving through it, right? Like that. We're not too stupid to understand
that.
This.
Maybe brings us back to what we were talking about, IQ tests. It's like, what actually is intelligence and, wisdom beyond that? Where it's like, there's a lot of different ways you can be smart. It's just like, well, I can't pass this Mensa test, but I have enough sense to not cross the road without looking both ways.
Yeah, or, if I studied for the Mensa test, you would be able to pass it probably, maybe even quite easily. Like, our character has a 7 intelligence. That's 2 points above average.
I mean, it's the perfect example.
5 is average.
There's this comic where there's a bunch of wild animals lined up, and a headmaster is, like, assigning them a test where he's like, okay, the entrance test is very simple. All you have to do is climb the tree. And there's, like, a fish and an elephant and, a couple other animals and a monkey.
Right.
And it's like, well, they're all going to think they're dumb.
Yeah.
Because they're unsuited to this task. So.
Yeah, like it. I mean, that citizenship test was rigged against us, right?
Well, yeah, exactly.
That was a test that was designed to only be passed by people who were already citizens and who could benefit from the circumstances that led to the education that provide for that test, right? I guess it's Vault City privilege, right? So. Okay, so what the game is telling us is that the tribals aren't incapable people. They aren't naive. They aren't helpless. They're in fact going to go on to save. One of them is going to go on to save the world, or at least a small part of the world. Right? Heroes are quite capable of rising from even what the Vault Dwellers consider to be unworthy societies. So not having a character coming from a vault, I think, is valuable here. Yeah. Right?
I also, like, unless there's other stuff that happens that I'm not aware of, the stakes seem, like, pretty reasonable.
Well, I mean, the stakes are basically the same stakes that there were in the first game.
I have an appreciation.
It's the survival of your people.
Yeah, I have an appreciation for games where, like, they don't set the stakes way, way, way too high. Partly because, like, it's exhausting to save, like, the world or the universe or whatever. And, like, it also leaves nowhere to escalate to. If you, I think I've said this before, if you start off, You know, it's like the stakes are saving the world. It's like, where the hell do you go
Right.
from there? It's just like, and then it got worse.
Well, it's like you run into the World of Warcraft problem,
Yeah.
where every endgame encounter is like, no, they're trying to blow up the world again. No, it's that the Burning Legion's back at it, right? Oh, that killed Jaden. He's back at it.
I was
again.
gonna say, it's like
right?
you see the how Dragon Ball Z twists itself into knots, like coming up with a new contrivance for there being something worse. When it's just like you know, 6 bad guys ago, the threat was they could blow up the planet with the palm of their hand. It's not like it can get too much worse.
Well, it's like, I think I really need to watch Gurren Lagann.
It's good.
Yeah, where at the ending, the stakes just like that kind of exponentially.
That kind of takes it
takes
the
off.
opposite direction, where like they just escalate so much.
Yeah, well, it's absurd.
Yeah,
right?
it's absurd.
Or surreal, maybe the surreal was supposed to be kind of like things that were ludicrous, but also shone light on. Served
pretty dumb
to reflect on things.
So anyway,
and then you know we have the setting of kind of mid-century hegemonic America, right? The America of the post-war American boom, powered by the invincible atom, running into a brick wall.
Yep.
And still coming out of it being somewhat recognizable. But what are the American elements here, right? Are they the ones that we don't even see, right? Where I don't know. I enjoy this so far.
It's good.
Right?
No, like I could, like I don't think this is the kind of game that I would go back and play, but I definitely see what kind of appeal it would have had at the time, and I think that it's not surprising that this was a very successful, very beloved series.
Oh yeah. Well, there was 15 years, 20 years between this and Fallout 3. There was Fallout Tactics, right, which is not very well regarded and is kind of not what the fans of Fallout wanted.
It's like, what if we just made a battle game?
It's like, no.
But yeah, excuse me. Don't forget Brotherhood of Steel, assholes.
Oh, is it a good game? Okay.
But yeah, it'll be interesting for us to see where they took this branding, this concept, this IP in the next iteration, because it's pretty different.
Well, I mean, like this, what we had between the Fallout 2 and Fallout 3 was the Millennium, right? Right. We had the 2000s. We had, you know, America rebranded itself yet again after September 11th, 2001. Right. It was yet another instance in which America lost its innocence. Right. You know, you had the Revolutionary War, and then you had the America in their history books. They're like, America has lost its innocence. You know, Pearl Harbor, Watergate, the Vietnam War.
A thing happened, and then America was different.
Yeah. So, as an American studio, how does that change them? I think we're going to play Fallout 4 because it's the one that Alex is familiar with.
Yeah, I mean, it's also the sort of like refinement of the 3D generation of Fallout games. So it'll be cool.
I'm looking forward to it quite a lot. I mean, I haven't played it, and I feel a bit negligent on that front. So yeah, where do we go from here?
Well,
right?
on to the next one, I guess.
I guess so. Let's see if we can fix this. Let's see if we can science this thing up.
Go for it. I'm gonna open. There we go. I'm gonna open this angry
Add
dinosaur.
a command.
Also, the person who thought that I ate a sticky hand earlier was correct. I did eat a sticky hand.
Do we just have to put this in order of planets? Jupiter, Saturn.
Maybe. What the fuck is this? Did I get a golden ticket?
I don't know.
Is this Crayon Shinchan?
Reverse. Okay, so plutonium.
If this is full of anthrax, I'm gonna be pissed.
It's Neptune. It's Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, right? It's reverse alphabetical between Uranus and Neptune? Okay, so we want Neptune next.
It's a sticker that for some reason is in foil. Is that Crayon Shinchan? What? But it's a squid.
Okay. Well, let's
Oh yeah.
execute program.
Hey, look, it's a Mr. Handy. It's doing stuff.
Hopefully it doesn't break.
You want a star?
Sure. What are they?
Asking me to describe a Japanese candy is an exercise in futility. It's crunchy and star-like. Yeah, I suppose if you blew up the reactor,
Oh, it's
it would solve this.
coconutty. But then all the ghouls would die. It seems like some kind of coconut puff.
Coconut puff. Yep. It's tasty. Well, did it work?
Add a command. Install. Oh, there we go.
Cocoa Star Puff. No, Ash is allergic to coconut.
Yes. All right, the test worked. The robot moved through the sequence correctly.
And then it needs to...
We using the massive power of our adult brains, of our large adult brains, we discerned the hidden message in the commands.
Huh. And that was that Uranus goes last.
Another cultural intelligence test. Do you know the order the planets are in?
Don't.
If not, you're stupid.
You're stupid and dumb.
Yes, I'm allergic to hazelnuts.
Are you?
And to give you a sense of the way I'm allergic to hazelnuts, I'm allergic to dairy.
Yeah.
Every few months, I'll order the fettuccine alfredo and be like, yeah, I know what I'm getting into. But, you know, I'm prepared to deal with it.
Yeah.
I will never have anything with hazelnut again.
Oh. That sounds bad.
Is there any other way? Maintenance robot. But
What?
I thought we did.
Did it not work?
You see a glowing ghoul with a concerned look on his face. Core dumped. Unit returned to control
What do
dump.
you mean core dumped?
List program. Back to main menu. Add a command. Plutonium. Neptunium impeller. Calibrate uranium rod driver. Set voltage on Saturn class capacitor. Test Jupiter wave compiler.
And there's this red handle. Oh, turn...
Main coolant valve off. No, that sounds really bad.
I mean, do you have to do it? Oh, also, did you give it the thing to install?
Oh. Shut up. I'm sure this is a fine door to open.
Is it safe to go in there? Cam?
Whatever, we saved.
Like how you're like, "Urgh, I took radiation damage."
Can we close that door, maybe?
Yeah, you're letting all the radiation in. You just come out, you're like, oh, I feel fine. Wait, my skin turned black and I feel really sick.
We don't have a radiation sickness debuff. If we did, the debuff would be right here. There's a window slot to pass at the widget.
Oh, well. You gave it to it anyway, right?
Yep.
That's fine. Hey, Ma, you're letting the dang radiation in. It's just like green smoke.
I'm not paying to irradiate the entire neighborhood.
Man, have you seen that photo? It's like a radioactive sample in some sort of water, and you can see the, like, particles shooting off of it. It's really cool.
Neat.
It's just like, ooh. Since people are going to Vegas, what's tomorrow's plan for Let's Know, Watch and Play? I think I'm going to do some sort of bonus stream. I'm not positive. I think I will either play some Minecraft or some Hunt Showdown. If I can find somebody to play Hunt Showdown with, I might play that. I don't know, what are you up to tomorrow?
Probably home stream.
Oh, okay.
Barter? Barter?
Hold still.
Thank God.
Ooh. Boop!
Ooh.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Neat.
It's much better than that photo of all those plutonium vials next to each other. That one was so fucking scary. Just
Why
like,
are they all next to each other?
Well, why are they all next to each other? That's almost a critical mass.
What is that from? I remember hearing about that.
It was somebody, I don't remember who it was because I think they had to be cagey about details, but there was a photo that surfaced of like a bunch of plutonium samples just next to each other that somebody had ordered a photograph of, and it's like, that's bad.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be that close together.
Yeah. Is there like, yeah, I mean, somebody was mentioning that there's a slot under the console.
Have you all heard about that shaded beta entry? I don't know what that is. Also, if anybody has the photo I'm talking about, it's a really boring looking photo that's very scary.
Vic, I need you to move.
Vic! Vic, move! Move, Vic! You goddamn son of a bitch.
Hmm.
I think there's an option while interacting with the computer. Try the back option to give more options.
Okay.
Let's try it. McQueen.
Back.
People aren't all going to have access to the Fallout 76 beta at the same time. They're only going to be let in a little at a time. Is that... I don't actually know how beta tests go. In what way is that shady? Like, that just seems like a controlled way of regulating the beta.
Like I remember when
like,
Quake 3 launched.
Yeah.
It was released on Linux first, then on Mac,
Like if I
then
was
on Windows.
If I was testing a game, I'd be like, let's get 10 people playing. Let's see how it works. Then let's get 30 people, then 60 or something. Yeah, in what way is that shady?
Back.
Like if you dumped everybody on the beta all at the same time, you would be like asking for your servers to explode.
Yeah, like usually the
like,
beta stress test is...
It can't handle 100,000 users. Well, we learned fuck all from this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you release it to a small group of people, and steadily more people, to see how robust your system is. right? Also because you probably don't have the capacity to deal with the issues that 10,000 or 100,000 users are going to find immediately.
Yeah.
Like when your game is still in a very early or crude state, it's going to have a lot of problems. And having 1,000 people send you the same issue is not necessarily useful.
Oh, that sounds awful. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, here we go.
Oh. Anyway, I suppose we should thank subs, shouldn't we?
Yep. Oh boy.
I remember hearing about this.
Oh god, they're so ugly too.
A dull gray metal.
Yep, just that's not so good. With numbers scratched in it, that's not a good photo. I like the shitty Sharpie next to them.
Mm-hmm. Sharpie for scale.
Scale Sharpie. A glove box. Anyway, yeah, let's thank subs and
Yeah.
get on up. Prince Nimzar for 6 months.
E-Block gave us 100 bits. Keep playing Fallout, and I guess I'll have to keep giving you bits. Looking forward to some Fallout talking sim tonight.
Faithless Ethicist sub for 4 months. I just want to thank you two for always doing your best to be sincere versions of yourselves. Loading Ready Run has helped me through some difficult times, and I wanted to let you know you've had an impact on my life. Wow. Oh, shucks.
Inconfig is resub for the 24th month. Happy 2 years. Celebrating 2 years with my favorite stream. Here's to many, many more.
Eternal Density for 11 months. Hey, Alex and Cam, thanks for the show. I've never seen Fallout 2 before, though I did play a little of 3. Didn't have enough time to get far, and now playing Fallout New Vegas. Anyway, how much appreciated for you and all of Lure.
Rainbow Phoenix is resub for the 22nd, or Rainbow Phoenix 6 is resub for the 22nd month. Really been enjoying this retrospective. Glad I could make it live tonight.
Blasphemer for 18 months. Thanks for the years of great content. I'm not caught up yet. See y'all in the VOD.
Vinewood OG resub for the 11th month. Thank you very much for your continued support.
Mr. Dirty for 13 months. Hello, name. Thank you for subbing for number months.
Chipton gave us 500 bits. If you set panel scaling, movies none in screen settings, the video distortion will be resolved. Oh, thank you very much, Chipton.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Gisap for 37 months. 37 months, that's almost the half-life of Rhodium 101.
Ooh. It's me, RST is resub for the 25th month. If you had one wish for the new Fallout, what would it be?
Titty. Now the modders.
2 wishes.
The modders have that unlock. Exactly. Unlock. Echo Tech Knight for 22 months.
If you had one wish, what would it be? Titty. If you had 2 wishes, titties.
Oh no, I'm horny on main again.
Okay.
1607 just subscribed. Welcome to the...
Okay. Andy1503 is resub for the 3rd month, saying 3 months is the longest I've actually subbed in a row here. Woo! Well, thank you.
Jar of Stuff, sub for 19 months.
19.
Alright.
Squigster is resub for the 4th month. Yay! Fallout!
Wait, we have 3 wishes? Okay, have you seen
No.
Total Recall?
Oh.
Yay! Be Bread 1030 for 17 months. Hey, how is it all falling out?
The surface of the moon has given us 50 bits, saying, D&D has taught me that monetary value is represented in gold coinage is an accurate and direct indicator of magical potency, so let's just get back to the gold standard.
Yeah.
Ooh, compelling.
Control, Alt, Defeat Live for 11 months. I can't stay long today, but I wanted to drop a sub and say, stay safe, kids.
Aw. Dr. Hutch resub for the 7th month. 7 months? Oh boy, that's a dose of nearly 180 millirem of natural background radiation.
I Big Mac D for 20 months. Here, take Amazon's money or not. Totally up to you. Well, I don't get a call. We don't get a say.
Le Big Mac D resub for the 20th
Oh, wait, I got
month.
one, sorry.
Oh, okay. JPost42 is resub for the 37th month. Thank you.
Music Squid for 5 months. Welcome to the channel. Back.
Kaus Jason is resub for the 39th month. Thank you.
Claim Hill for 9 months. Ghouls are people too.
Immoral Ethicist is resub for the 21st month. Subs never change.
Let's consider join the channel. Welcome.
Catan Glover 1 is resub for the 22nd month. 22 months down. Here's the next 22 months of awesome content.
And Earth and None shared the video on bits. Thank you for all you do. Well, not all you do, really, just the intersection on the Venn diagram between content you create and content I consume. Well, at least you're honest.
Yeah, no, I feel that is also a strong thing to thank us for. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making that Venn diagram instead of just an empty circle. So, yeah, we'll be back next week with Fallout 4. Any homework that you think we should do before playing Fallout 4?
Nah.
Anything to look at? Any pre-reading?
Pre-reading for Fallout?
Yeah. Do you want to pilot that one?
Yeah, I can drive that one.
Okay. Cool. And
So-
I'll provide color commentary.
Sounds good. Well, so tomorrow, what's in the morning?
That will be tomorrow is Wednesday, which means that James, at least, will be here on the Magic stream. I'm not sure if Graham will be, because Graham is going to the midnight launch, or the night
Yeah.
launch for that
Thing.
Switch game. I forget which Switch game it is.
I don't
but
know what
he
it
and
is,
Ben
but
are going.
they bogged off to Vegas.
Yeah,
So-
I think they're leaving. Still got 10? Okay. Yeah, because, I mean, Wizards is, like, we are doing that for Wizards now.
Yeah.
And then you'll be streaming in the afternoon?
Yep.
Okay.
Something.
Okay, well,
It'll be a surprise.
all right, it's Mystery Box. Everyone loves Mystery Box.
What's in the box?
And in the evening, what's on AFK?
I don't know.
Okay, then. Yeah, I don't know either. Actually,
I work here.
well, I wouldn't say that.
Okay, that. Ow!
Just fucking dunked on, son. Just demolished.
Just one of those ones where you see somebody get punched and they just sort of like fall over and stop moving.
Like
Like you can't even see them breathing.
like, is that one of the ones that you occasionally see in, like, MMA clips?
Yeah,
Where
where they
somebody
where they
who's
actually
to-
just like sprang out.
Yeah.
They
On Wednesday, we have AFK. The game is not specified here, but it's Kathleen. Yeah, Kathleen, Ian, Adam, and Paul on tech, and Heather. Okay. Mysterium. Right, Mysterium. Okay, thank you very much, Erudite Cynic. So, yeah, stay tuned for that, or don't stay tuned for that. It's... this concludes our broadcast day here on the Loading Ready Run Content Network. So, tune in tomorrow. We'll have more of our own delightful presences. And, yeah, we'll catch you on the flip side. All right? See you later.
Adios.